Ladies and gentlemen, now in today's video, we're going to be breaking down the new boss fight Ares and talking about really the core things you need to know to absolutely dominate this fight, which is that this fight is all about his two different special attacks. You need to be able to identify which one he's using quickly, because it's going to be randomized, and also know exactly what you need to do to counter each of the special attacks. This fight is all about just identifying, reacting, and then knowing what to do immediately. And we're going to take it step by step, break these attacks down slowly so that you're prepared and ready to fight this boss. So let's talk about the special one. It's all you're going to see for the first 10%, but then after that, every time he reaches 2 bars of power, he can randomly use either the special one or the special 2. So you need to deal with this special attack throughout the entire fight. So let's talk about how to dodge it, and then we'll also talk about how to identify it. The combo to avoid this one is to Dex, Parry, Parry, Light, Dex. So if we look through, he goes for the axe, we Dex the first hit here, he's then going to get the sword, we need to parry this one, so we go for a parry, swings it again, go for another parry, gets out the spear, we go for a light attack, then finally he goes for the axe, we Dex back and run in, and we can punish Ares, our opponent. Let's have a look at that in real time. So we go for a Dex, Parry, Parry, Light Attack, Dex back. And that's how you deal with the special one. Make sure you watch that on replay and have it noted down somewhere, and just get the saying of Dex, Parry, Parry, Light, Dex into your head, just so you can find the rhythm to always be able to deal with that one. Now let's talk about the special 2. So this one can be identified by a blue sword, and then you go Parry, Parry, Light Attack, Dex, Dex, and then swipe up or down, and then you're invulnerable and you can survive that last one. So this definitely has a little bit more to it, and you instinctively need to go for the parry as soon as you see the blue sword. So this one took me quite a lot more attempts to learn and get down relatively consistently in comparison to the special one. So I found this one a little bit tricky. Parry, Parry, Light Attack, Dex, Dex, swipe up or down. But once you get used to it and you can identify the animation and rhythm, this one is not too bad. So let's have a look at this one in slow motion. So we're going to look out for the blue flash and the sword here, and then we instinctively go for parry, parry again, light attack, Dex, Dex, and then swipe up or down to survive the machine gun blast. Again, repetition is key here. Make sure you keep it in your head. Parry, parry, light, Dex, Dex, and then up or down. So what I found just from looking at the animation, again, both special attacks start the same. They've got that kind of point at you and then stomp down. But if his arm does not go above his shoulder, he's about to whip out the axe. So that's a way you can tell before you even see the color. The most visually obvious thing is the color that flashes. Again, if you see that red, you know it's time to dodge. It's going to be the special one. So you just really need to get used to what the animations look like and their differences. But red and the arm below the shoulder are the two things you're looking out for to know it is the special one. Inversely, to identify the special 2, you'll see his arm going above the shoulder and also the blue flash to indicate that it is the special 2 and he's going to be pulling the sword out. So again, these are very subtle differences that you need to identify faster and faster as the fight progresses, and it is one of those things, it seems very intimidating, very fast to learn and identify which one's which at the start, but the more practice you get, the easier this does become. So who to bring and who to avoid bringing. You want to avoid bringing Hercules because he's got a special ability that allows him to gain ult super quick and kill him, and also any regeneration character, as anything you heal will be given to Ares as attack. So he's going to hit super hard if you bring in a regeneration character. Essentially, any character works for this fight, because you gain so much damage output if you can dodge the specials correctly, and every single time you attempt this boss as well, you gain 100% damage vigor passive, so you'll find after a few tries, you're going to be hitting ridiculously hard. Your damage just scales up and up and up, but ideally characters with direct damage are absolutely amazing. Juggernaut, phenomenal, but I've seen people use all sorts of weird and wonderful things this evening, like I've seen Serpent, Deadpool X-Force, people using tanky characters like Thing. So yeah, if you're learning, the tankier the better. I really recommend Juggernaut for certain paths, but let me know also in the comments section below who you used for this boss fight. Now, a couple of weird things to note is at the start of the fight, the special attacks are actually 20% slower, but with each phase, they speed up faster and faster. So you may find the special attacks are actually a little bit easier to dodge in the middle of the fight and toward the end when they're faster and you can just get into a bit of a better rhythm. At the start of the fight, I find them a little bit too slow sometimes. Also note, shortly after phase transition, he's going to put Intimidate passives on himself, that's the signal, and then after those expire, he goes unblockable, unstoppable, and indestructible, so stay away from him during this time. Now, let's cover the essentials of his phases. So basically, the phases stack up. So in phase 5, he has all of the abilities from phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first ability is your percentage health cannot be higher than Ares, and he starts degenerating you down. And this is more savage in the final phases, because again, if he's at 1%, he's going to degen you there. Phase 2 is where the fun begins with the special attacks, because he can now only throw a special attack when he's at 2 or more bars of power, and he's going to randomly choose the special 1 or special 2. So this is where the start of the video, learning those special attacks are very important, because you need to deal with this for the rest of the fight. Now, the phase 3 mechanic, in my opinion, for people learning this fight, you're probably going to ignore this the first time. So basically, after a special attack, you need to do something in a certain order. So there'll be 2 icons. It'll be like a dodge icon, a medium, or a medium and light icon. And if you do that successfully, you can punish the special attack. But you can also just wait to the end of the special attack and then find an in after that. And it's not too bad. So you just bait out like another heavy attack and punish that. So yeah, all in all, you can learn this part of the fight if you're really looking to min-max, but it's not needed to get that first kill on Ares. Now, phase 4, this is where a very annoying ability comes in. So every 20 seconds on a timer, Ares gains a haste passive, which basically means he's going to be unstoppable while dashing. And this makes him very difficult to intercept and find your ins, so you got to bait heavy attacks or kind of use the combos from the previous stage to find your openings. Alternatively, why I love using Juggernaut is we can often just use Unstoppable to block and then attack into Ares, and we're having a great time. And then we have phase 5, which is by far the most difficult part of the fight. He gains 99 stacks of immortality, and you remove these by successfully dodging the special attacks. Every single time you dodge one of these, it's going to remove 3 passives. So if you get a dodge on the special 1, minus 15. If you get a dodge on the special 2, it's minus 18. So if you can really just learn how to do those specials in the first half of the fight, this is going to make phase 5 a lot easier. However, if you're just getting through this fight, every single time you intercept him, you remove 2 passives, which again you can do for the first 20 seconds. And finally, 1 passive is removed when the fight starts. So if you're Terror bad, 99 revives may solve this phase for you. So when it all comes together, this is what a try against Ares looks like. So we've got all the charges from the previous attempts. You can see we're dealing absolutely massive damage here, hitting like 40k. We can just get our ins with Unstoppable as well. But even if, you know, we don't have Unstoppable, we can just bait out the heavy attack and punish in if you're quick enough. So we do have the special 2 here, and I make the mistake of like not paying attention to the rules. So I do get clapped by the reversal here. Cost me about 20% of my health overall. So again, really the most important thing learning this is like dodging the specials. If you can dodge the specials, you'll see even if you misplay a couple of times into reversal, you're fine. But you can also just wait it out as well. Here, phase transition, unstoppable, unblockable, and then yeah, I just don't react to the parry quick enough, and we are absolutely wrecked. So this is going into phase 5 here, and this is where I want to show you just a tip if you're feeling a little bit stuck dealing with the special attacks. So the way that you KO this guy in the final phase is either via intercepting or dodging the special attacks. So what we're doing is we're trying to shift the fight toward the left-hand side of the room, which is going to make Ares more aggressive, and then you can get those intercepts in, and you've always got 20 seconds at the start of every single fight before he gains that haste buff. He's going to gain it now, and then he's unstoppable while dashing. So after he has the haste buff, you can't really intercept, but before that, it's a really good time to, make the most of that first 20 seconds, and you're going to be having an absolutely fantastic time, because yeah, after this, it's super, super difficult to get your ends. I probably should have tried baiting heavy, but he's also unblockable here as well. So yeah, this is where the fight does get a little bit tricky. And in this phase, it really isn't a bad idea just to kind of use team revives if you need to. As a reminder, the final phase is all about intercepting and dodging hits of the special attack. And for the first 20 seconds, you can just go absolutely ham intercepting. So this could be a good time if you've got team revives and overflow, just to bring up all three of your characters and just go in and see if you can have a good run where you get 10 to 20 charges off. But it's entirely up to you how you want to play the final phase. I, just for the purpose of this video guide, was trying to have some sick runs or a healed up Juggernaut. Again, you can use health potions still in this phase, but you can see the decay is still, it's not absolutely mega that it drains you instantly, but it does add up like very, very quickly. So yeah, we're just always using the start to get as many intercepts as possible. We got the special 2 here, so dodging this, we're able to take off like a ton of charges here. You can see absolutely melts down. So yeah, I'm not even joking. I've said this a few times in the video, but literally just learn how to deal with those special attacks to the best of your ability. Just get them stuck in your head, get the rhythm, get the order, and you're going to just make this fight so much easier to deal with. So I'm still not absolutely perfect. They are really, really tricky unless you're Metal Sonic dude. So yeah, just keep practicing and keep pushing forward. So that brings us to the end of the Ares guide. I think this is a pretty cool addition to Marvel Contest of Champions. I hope that this video guide for a lot of people is going to make this boss a lot easier to deal with, and you can come in very well prepared with what you're looking out for and what you need to do. But yeah, overall, thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Also, let me know in the comments section below any tips you have, and also the best characters you used for this fight and who you found was a really good option. Just as much information. This boss is still very, very fresh, so anything you can share to help other people is always really appreciated. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for watching. Good luck against Ares, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.